Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, this is just a little video for Lady Gaga fans, just to make it clear to you that Lady Gaga didn't have the biggest crowd on Copacobana Beach in Rio. That belongs to a local musician called, it's spelled Jorge. So I'm going to say Jorg, but it could be pronounced any other way, I don't know. Jorg Ben Jor is what I'm going to call him. He had 3 million people there in 1993. Now, when the Rolling Stones went there in 2006, they knew this. They didn't try to outdo him. They just set up the stage for a good concert. Madonna went back 20 years later, or 18 years later in 2024. Same thing. They set up the stage for about the same amount of people as the Stones, about 1.5 million. They got 1.6. And it was set up just to entertain that amount of people. There was an end to the stage. There was screens facing the other way. There weren't meant to be anyone, outside of that. Gaga, on the other hand, she wasn't just there to beat Madonna's record, and that was the main reason why she went there, really. Not to do a concert for her fans, just because she is insecure. She's been living in Madonna's shadow forever. She always will. And she was there to beat a record, basically, to prove a point. And that's why when they set up the staging, they didn't have an end. They had it open, so in theory, the whole beach could be filled. So she was trying to beat his record, and his record was 3 million. Now, they often have, I think every year they have New Year's Eve celebrations, and they have like 3-4 million people there, and they fill the whole beach. Now, he basically had the same setup. He got 3 million people. Gaga tried the same thing. She got like 1 million less than him. She only got, I'm saying like 2 million. I don't think it was much more than that, but the official sort of recognised number is 2.1. Not the 2.5 Lady Gaga lied about on stage to her little monsters who are all repeating that. And it's really sad to see them all online lying and saying, it was 2.5, it was 2.5. I'm like, no, it was 2.1, and that's being generous and rounding up, I think. But that's like the official agreed upon number. And yeah, that was more than Madonna. So, yeah, okay. But she wasn't there to break any records. She was there to do a show. And just another little fact, even though Gaga had a few 100,000 there more in person, more people watched Madonna live and on streaming, on TV and online, than watched Lady Gaga by millions. So Madonna still had the bigger audience in the end. So I don't know what Lady Gaga's trying to achieve. She didn't really beat Madonna because everyone can see that she was just following her and copying her and trying to beat her. Madonna was there first. Well, not first, but she was, there the year before, and Gaga followed her. She wasn't the first person to do a concert on that beach, but she was the first in a couple of decades too. But Gaga was clearly following her, trying to outdo her, and that just is just really sad and insecure. And it just comes from the fact that Gaga is always going to be in Madonna's shadow. Madonna is her mother monster. She's always going to be the little baby Gaga screaming because she doesn't think she's good enough, and she's insecure, and she's always going to be trying to prove that she's better or worthy or whatever her issues are. And her fans are always going to be protecting her, because let's be clear, Gaga doesn't have more fans than Madonna. What she does have is younger fans who are online screaming really loud. Madonna fans were analog, and we're not bothered. We know Madonna's place in history. She's the queen. She was the first. It doesn't matter if people who follow in your footsteps and come after you are better or more successful. You're still the original. Madonna's the queen. She's the first. You can't go back in time and change that. Gaga's always going to be following Madonna. She's always going to be chasing her tail and in her shadow, and she's going to have to deal with that because it's not going to change. But yeah, I just want to make really, really clear, Gaga doesn't have the biggest crowd for a standalone concert, and Madonna wasn't even trying. She was just there to do a show. Gaga was there to prove a point, and she failed because she had the same setup as this guy and didn't feel the beach like he did. And Gaga fans are conveniently ignoring that fact and trying to focus on, or trying to suggest that we're saying Gaga didn't beat Madonna's record. I'm like, none of us are denying that she had more people. We're just correcting her because she said 2.5. And, we'll fact check a bitch. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Yeah.